There's no information. There is no charges. I hear in the media people talking 70 charges against Magashule and the others. And I ask them all the time, what is the charge? I don't get it. So all the information they gave us, which then we are entitled by law, I'm not implicated anyway. So I don't know why I'm here.
Today saw day one of the so-called asbestos scam accused multi-pronged challenge to the legitimacy and the lawfulness of the NPA's case against them. What makes today so important was that it was an application brought by 3 of the accused who all testified at the Zondo inquiry, essentially saying that the state's case against them was premised unlawfully on self-incriminating evidence that they'd given at the inquiry. And they're saying the regulations of the state capture inquiry strictly prohibit this. Now, the state is saying this is absolute nonsense based on certain, facts, which include the state's contention that the accused didn't actually incriminate themselves in anything because they denied any wrongdoing. Their lawyers say that that is not the case, specifically in relation to certain payments that were admitted that the state contends were bribes. But this case is going to prove to be pivotal to how the NPA prosecutes cases built on evidence that emerge at the state capture inquiry. They can use state capture evidence in prosecutions. They simply can't use evidence that where accused people have self-incriminated themselves in the inquiry. And the court is going to have to make this very clear when it does the ruling. The state's case against Ace Magashule is that he, basically organized certain payments out of the money that was received as part of the so-called asbestos scam, where 255 million rand worth of work in terms of this asbestos audit was done. The contract was awarded for that amount for only 21 million rands worth of work being done. And they're saying that he used money which the state is alleging was effectively kickbacks to make payments to certain people and students, etc., as part of the benefits of that corruption. Essentially what will happen tomorrow is that he will bring an application also arguing that he was not lawfully charged under PRECA, which is the legislation that governs corruption, because he wasn't given a chance to respond to the allegations against him, and therefore those charges must be thrown out and the case against him must be collapsed. So essentially what the NPA is saying is that Ace Magashule, just like every other accused in this case, can bring these applications in the context of their prosecution, make these cases when they go on trial, but it is simply highly problematic for them to use the resources that they have to circumvent a prosecution process by bringing these cases outside of their own trial. And Advocate Nazir Kasim arguing for the state that this will result in 2 systems of justice, one for the rich and one for the poor.
In our country, every case is prosecution-led. So far, the prosecution does not even have a witness, which you need somebody to corroborate your case if you have a strong case against Ace Magashule. But so far, the state does not even have a witness. We are still surprised. What is it? I mean, it's just so unfair.